Hi, in this video I'm going to talk to you about goals. Again, this is something I talk about a lot, so we're coming back to that topic in this video with a specific focus on why it's a good idea to revisit and check in with the goals that you set earlier this year. So firstly, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about goals and the kind of goals that you should be setting for yourself. And then we're going to talk about this idea of revisiting earlier goals and making sure they still feel appropriate. So I think it's probably fair to say that apart from exam students and maybe people who are preparing for interviews, a lot of language learners don't really have a goal. They just want to be more fluent, or they just want to listen more, or they just want to have better pronunciation. But these are not really goals, these are wishes. If you say, I want to be more fluent, that's really the same as saying, I want to be rich. And if you say, I want to have really good pronunciation, that's a little bit like saying, well, I wanted to go on holiday. There's nothing wrong with saying those things, but they're not focused enough to help us reach our destination. If we think about holidays, for example, I want to go on holiday. Well, of course I want to go on holiday, but if I'm actually going to go, I need to save up some money, do some research, book a flight, have a travel injection. There are things that I have to do if I'm going to go on holiday. So that's the difference between having a wish and having a goal. I'm going to go to Thailand in December. That's a goal. So a goal then, it needs to be specific and it needs to be clear and it needs to have a time frame. So if we think about I want to be fluent, a much better way to frame this is something like, by September, I will be better able to chair meetings in English and I will feel confident when I do so. So we now know exactly which bit of speaking we're going to work on, chairing meetings. We know exactly when this needs to be achieved by, September. And we also know how we are going to feel when we have achieved this. So suddenly we've gone from a kind of very vague wish of I want to be more fluent to no, I'm going to work on these meetings and I'm going to learn the vocabulary and I'm going to learn the pronunciation and I'm going to practice with my teacher and I've got this. That's the difference. So assuming that you set goals for yourself earlier this year, now is a really good time. Now in the summertime is a really good time to go back and check that they still mean something to you. So stuff happens in a year, and when we set a goal in January, by July or August, God knows, anything could happen by then, Maybe you had to get a new job, maybe you had a baby, maybe you've got a puppy, maybe you've got a new partner. Life changes, and this then affects our motivation, it affects our energy and maybe our time that we have available for studying our language. Now, when I was setting my Chinese learning goals in January, I had two. And the first goal I set was, by the end of March, I will have finished reading 2 books and I will have improved my fluency so I don't feel so rusty. Second goal I set for myself was, by the end of 2021, I will have reached HSK level 3 in reading and HSK level 4 in speaking. So I had one kind of shortish term goal and one longer goal. And I went back and checked those a couple of weeks ago. Now, my short goal, the 3-month goal, was a kind of success. It was a 50% success. I didn't finish 2 books, but I did finish 1 and I nearly finished 2. but I did definitely do a lot of speaking, or quite a lot, and I feel much more fluid and comfortable than I did in January. Now, what's interesting is that I have already achieved my longer term goal. So I am already reading at HSK 3, and I think I'm probably speaking at HSK 4. So the long goal I have achieved. So I need to go back and reset that goal, and I suspect it will probably be by December 2021, I will be reading at HSK level 4. That feels like a good goal for me for the rest of the year. So if you have goals from earlier this year and you want to go back and assess them, here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Number 1, have I surpassed my goal? This means, have I done more than I wanted myself to? And if you have done this, maybe next time you set a goal, you need to stretch yourself a little bit more. Second question, have I achieved my goal? That's great, congratulations if you have. What are you going to do next? And the third question, I didn't achieve my goal. Why? What happened? What stopped me from achieving my goal? Was the goal too hard? Did I not really have quite as much time as I thought? Did something that I didn't expect come along? So it's okay if you didn't meet your goal, but you do need to think about why, and then set a new goal for the rest of this year. So that's all I have to say about goals for today. I'm sure I will be speaking about them again. If you've got any questions about goal setting for language learning, please just feel free to leave me a comment or a question below. My name is Sarah. I'm an English teacher and language anxiety coach, and I help speakers of English overcome their fear of speaking and using English. Thank you for watching.